Hi everyone. Finance has recently moved on to an upgraded credit card acquittal system. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to acquit your credit card transactions under this new system. To acquit your transactions, we need to create an expense report. We can either go to the expense reporting and click create expense report, or we can go to the review required section and click create expense report. This will take us to the expense report page. There are three steps to create an expense report: select transaction, split and cost allocate, and submit for approval. Now I'm going to walk you through all of them. So let's start with step 1, select transactions. Please be aware all transactions in the month must be acquitted by the end of each month. The expense report description is a pre-populated field, so you don't have to change or add anything. So when we select transactions, there are two ways to do it. We can select transactions through the reporting cycle by clicking the drop-down box. If we select, say, September, then all transactions within this period will be automatically ticked. Or you can manually select transactions by checking or unchecking the little boxes. So please remember, we can only acquit transactions with receipts. For example, if we have receipts for transaction 1 and transaction 3, but still waiting for the receipts for the rest of the transactions, so we are only able to acquit transaction 1 and transaction 3. So we're going to uncheck the rest of transactions and check transaction 3. So now we have selected our transactions. So we are going to hit the next button and move on to step 2, split and cost allocate. So among all the icons displayed here, those two are the most commonly used ones. So if the transaction cost is shared among multiple areas, please click this icon to split this transaction. If it's not, click this expand button and all accounting information will show up. You need to complete all mandatory fields with the asterisk. So make sure the expense description is meaningful. For example, it's catering for finance meeting. So for text code, we have 4 options. So in order to work out which one to use, you need to refer to your receipt. So if GST is shown on your receipt, select the first one. If no, we choose between non-applicable, NA, or 0 rated. We don't often use the second one. There is also a general rule. So for overseas transactions, we select NA. For any fresh food from supermarket, we select the last one, 0 rated, which means GST free. So in this example, we assume we purchased some fresh food from Coles, so we're gonna pick up the last one. So the next, let's pick up a cost center. Well, we're gonna choose the cost center for finance. Where is finance? Yeah, 241 finance. Okay. We don't usually use a project code. If this transaction relates to a project, please select an appropriate project code. But in this case, I'm gonna choose non-project code. So natural accounts and the natural sub-accounts are determined by the expense category. So this is catering. So we are gonna choose from events, probably. Yes, catering. Great. So after we have completed all information associated with this transaction, please remember to upload your receipt. So once the receipt has been successfully uploaded, this icon will change from little cloud to a document. Let's browse. So let's pick up a receipt. Add. Great. So another example I want to show you is to split a transaction. So we need to click this button, and this will take us to this split transaction page. So in this example, let's say the cost is actually shared by finance and IT. So we're gonna split by 2 and click add. So we can split by amount or percentage. It depends on what agreement we have. Because it's equally shared by finance and IT, so we're gonna, well, either percentage or amount, 50 to 50. Let's fill in the description. It's taxi, so let's say Rick to attend native title conference. Morty to attend native title conference. Yeah. Let's click save. Okay, now we've completed splitting the transaction. Next, we're going to upload the receipt for the transaction. Browse. So, receipt 2. Add. And then remember, we still need to allocate the cost properly. So expand all. Oh, sorry, we need to save at first. Yeah, great. Then expand all, we need to allocate the cost. So let's click this button. Well, this is similar to what I just showed you. We need to complete the information for each mandatory field. So it's taxi, so let's pick up the first one. Cost center. Let's assume Rick is from finance. So we're gonna pick 241 finance. Project code. Assume no project code. And taxi, so probably travel. And ground transport, right? It's the same. The current rate of GST. So let's say Morty is from IT. The digital services 242. There's no project code. Again, travel. ground transport. So after we've completed all this, click Save. And click Expense Report to return to the previous page. So now we've completed all the information. So let's expand all and double check all the information we have just entered. If everything is all good, we can hit the next button and proceed to the last step, submit for approval. So this screen gives us a glance view of all transactions we have acquited. So if everything is okay, we can now click Submit and click OK. So as we've submitted our expense reports, so we are taken to this expense report list page. As we can see, the status of this report has become submitted for approval, right? And pending your manager's approval. So this is the whole process to create an expense report. For more information, please contact finance at accounts@iadsys.gov.au.